Hello everyone and welcome back to Wanna Be Powerful. Let's talk about codependency. There is not enough love capable of filling the void of a person who does not love himself. Codependency in relationships is a topic that is often overlooked, yet it affects so many of us. It is a pattern of behavior that can leave us feeling trapped and dependent on our partners for our emotional well-being in an effort to feel needed or to avoid confrontation. It is a silent force that can slowly erode our sense of self and leave us feeling powerless. As the sun sets on another day, the darkness settles in and the stillness of the night takes over. It is in these moments that we often find ourselves reflecting on our relationships and the patterns that have formed within them. For some, these patterns can be healthy and empowering, but for others, they can be a source of pain and confusion. If you're dealing with codependency in your relationship or in your personal life, your place is here. In this video, we'll explore the topic of codependency and provide helpful tips on how to overcome it. Let us embrace the stillness of the night and use it as a time for reflection and growth. But, before this, we invite you to take a moment and hit that like button, as well as subscribe to our channel. This small gesture means the world to us. Don't forget. Subscribe now and be part of our community. First of all, what is codependency? What this means? Codependency is a dynamic in which one person becomes overly reliant on the other for everything, including emotional support, financial assistance, and daily tasks. It's like they felt like they can't function without their partner's help and how they become emotionally unstable when their partner is unavailable. It's like being stuck in a constant cycle of needing someone else to feel complete and whole. The thought of losing them or being alone can be terrifying, and you may find yourself doing whatever it takes to keep them close, even if it means sacrificing your own needs and desires. It's like you're trapped in a web of emotions that you can't escape, and it's exhausting and draining. Have you ever felt trapped in a relationship that generated a feeling of excessive dependency on the other person? It's such a tough and complicated relationship to be in, right? When you're emotionally codependent, you rely heavily on another person to meet your emotional needs and validate your sense of self-worth. It's like you're in a constant state of emotional hunger, and only they can provide you with the nourishment you need to feel whole. But the problem is, you're giving them too much power over your emotions and your life. You may find yourself sacrificing your own needs and desires to please them, and it can become a never-ending cycle of trying to please and feeling unfulfilled. And those who think codependency only happens in relationships are mistaken, okay? Emotional codependency can occur in many types of relationships, including love relationships, friendships, family relationships, and even in the work environment, right? And, what about the signs of codependency? Have you ever wondered if you are an emotional dependent in a loving or personal relationship? The dependent person isn't always fully aware of this behavior. Sometimes, it can be hard to admit, but we often don't realize we're in an unhealthy relationship until we're already deeply involved. Now, we'll see some questions that can help you identify if you are an emotional dependent. Let's start. Are you afraid of being alone? Do you have trouble saying no? Do you have a need to control and to always be present in the other person's life? Do you have difficulty setting healthy boundaries and communicating your own needs? Are you afraid of being abandoned or rejected by the other person? Do you constantly worry about what your partner thinks of you? Do you often feel jealousy and possessiveness about your partner? Do you always put your partner's needs before your own? Are experiences with other people considered less important? Have you ever found yourself absorbing and feeling guilty for your partner's emotions, even when they're not doing well? Do you have a need for your partner's undivided attention motivated by extreme insecurity or an irrational fear of losing them? Do you feel like it's your responsibility to fix their emotions, even if it means sacrificing your own well-being? If you answered yes to most of these questions, you are probably living in a state of emotional codependency. To overcome emotional dependence, the first step is to recognize that it exists, that it is a problem that needs to be faced. It is important to approach the subject with empathy, as those who live with addiction have the feeling that they cannot live without the other person. How is the treatment now? Codependency, a bond forged in toxic soil, where two souls intertwine and lose control, one's needs and wants consumed by the other's, like a moth drawn to a destructive lover. In this dance, each step leads to a deeper pit, where the codependent duo is trapped and unfit. The enabler supports the other's harmful ways, while the dependent loses their self in a daze. Oh, codependency, a love that poisons, a web of emotions that kills, not rejoices, for both parties suffer in this dangerous game, bound by their pain, they sink in shame. But there is a way out of this dark abyss, a path to healing and a life of bliss. It starts with recognition and seeking aid, breaking free from the cycle, a decision to be made. Let go of the codependent grip, embrace your worth, don't let it slip, discover your true self, break the chains, and love yourself enough to seek the gains. In the end, both parties will thrive when they leave codependency behind and strive for a healthy love, where both can grow, and together, a brighter future they'll sow. Treatments. Codependency can be particularly challenging to address because it often develops in response to difficult or traumatic experiences in a person's life. In general, therapy can be an incredibly helpful tool for addressing emotional codependency, as it can help you identify and work through underlying patterns and beliefs that may be contributing to this behavior. Also, one key step in addressing codependency is learning to set healthy boundaries. This involves learning to identify and communicate your own needs and wants clearly, while also respecting the needs and boundaries of others. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially for individuals who have spent much of their lives putting others first, but it is an essential step in breaking free from codependent patterns. Another key element of addressing codependency is learning to prioritize self-care. This involves making time for activities and hobbies that bring you joy and fulfillment, as well as taking care of your physical and emotional health. When you prioritize self-care, you are sending a clear message to yourself and others that your needs and well-being are essential. Ultimately, breaking free from codependency is a journey that requires courage, self-reflection, and a willingness to change. It may not be easy, but the rewards of greater self-awareness, healthier relationships, and a stronger sense of self-worth are more than worth the effort. With the right support and resources, you can overcome codependent patterns and create a healthier, more fulfilling life. You deserve to feel happy, whole, and emotionally independent, and it's never too late to start working towards this goal. If you enjoy my content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for my channel. I'll be posting more content like this, and I don't want you to miss out. Thank you for being a part of this community and for joining me on this journey. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Want to be powerful?